Welcome to your exploration of the Virgo zodiac sign. Virgo is the virgin, the one whole unto herself, the sign of the harvest and hope. Virgo rules over our daily habits and routines. So here we look at focusing on the minutiae and the details of our daily lives. How can we create ritual and routine that empowers our health? Virgo rules over our health and can be quite a warrior in this way. In fact, worrying about our health can be one of our healthier concerns. Worrying about other people's health can tend to impact our health. So Virgo can be restless and have a lot of anxiety and stress, and doing anything that's going to be stress relieving will be really empowering for this Virgo energy, whether it's the season or wherever Virgo is placed in your chart. You have it somewhere for sure, whether or not you have natal planets activating Virgo, or Virgo might be even your sun sign, moon sign, or rising. So Virgo is a very conscientious sign, and it is all about service. So one of those love languages is acts of service. That's definitely Virgo's love language here. How can you show up to be of highest service is a wonderful contemplation and meditation when working with the Virgo energy and archetype. So how can I be of greatest service today? And letting that really lead us into our work. Virgo rules over our work too, how we show up and serve. The famous Virgo is Mother Teresa, and Virgo is indeed a humanitarian sign. And Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, the fast-moving planet closest to the sun, mischievous messenger Mercury that rules over the mind. Thus, Virgo is very analytical. So wherever we see analysis or desire to be a greater analytical person or have a powerful analytical mind, we can call upon the Virgo Mercurian powers and energy. Virgo is an earth sign, a feminine, mutable earth sign. So this means that it is about the pragmatic, rooted, down-to-earth details of everyday life, focusing and analyzing how we are working and showing up to be of service in the world with a real granular focus on minutia. So Virgo can tend towards this perfectionism that can lead to its own detriment in many cases. However, if you're a classical artist, then perfectionism is your name and game, right? So perfectionism can really support you if you are a classical artist, but if you're using perfectionism as a lens from which to view your self-worth, it can be very inhibiting and detrimental in that way. So this is an opportunity for us to know that we are enough and embrace and honor our values and our value in particular, our inherent worthiness, and then work with the minute focus on detail to attain mastery, knowing we're worthy and deserving. So keeping the analysis more at the level of how we're operating, but not who we believe we are. Indeed, Virgo can tend towards feeling almost like a failure and being never feeling like it's good enough. And also in this way contends towards or is known for being a little bit hypocritical, like that do as I say, not as I do energy. Interestingly, so let's look a little bit at the specifics of Virgo in this beautiful book, the only astrology book you'll ever need. As I said, this is a feminine earth sign. Think of the earth goddess. Virgo's always wanting to show up to be of service, to help others. Mutable, being that it's willing to adapt. So it's our mutable earth energy rather than a cardinal energy that's like the fiery onset of a new beginning or the spark of a initiative of a new beginning, cardinal, or a fixed dogmatic sign that's stubborn and obstinate, like Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. Here we have the mutability of Earth, the willingness to adapt, to analyze, perceive, and then adjust and pivot accordingly. And indeed, people will come to Virgos, or if wherever you have Virgo in your chart, you'll have this power of logical analysis. It's really about the logistics of a of daily life. Virgo is not a daydreamer. The polarity of Virgo is Pisces, the dreamer. So this is the 180-degree oppositional force of Virgo, and then 180 degrees across the 360-degree zodiacal wheel, we have the counterpart Pisces, the dreamer. So while Virgo is so narrowed down in on the minutia of the task before them, analyzing the details, trying to be perfect, it would benefit greatly just from taking a deep breath and getting a little bit more lucid and relaxed, expanding its point of view and to even perceive the whole. So that would be the medicine or antidote to balance out the energy of Virgo. Virgo is like being the virgin wants the golden age to return. That's a beautiful way to express Virgo. In Pandora's box, when it was open, the box was open, all the plagues and famines and chaos was unleashed from Pandora's box. And at the bottom of the box was Virgo, which is the hope for the golden age to return, the hope for a healthy society and to really be of service to that energy. So there's this real purity in the motive, and Virgo is the sign of purity. So of service and working to help others, as we were saying. So the virgin is usually pictured holding a sheaf of wheat that symbolizes the how you use ideas and skills to benefit and nourish the world. Whereas Gemini uses knowledge and skills. Gemini is the sign of knowledge and skills, also ruled by Mercury. It uses it to benefit itself and one-on-one its neighbors. But here we're looking at really nourishing the world with this humanitarian energy. So beautiful. And Virgo says, I analyze. That's the verb we associate with Virgo. Its day of the week is Wednesday because that's Mercury's day of the week and its ruling planet is Mercury. Lucky numbers are 5 and 3. The magical birthstone is sapphire. It brings tranquility of mind and protects against illness and injury while traveling. The special colors are navy blue and gray, which are the classic colors of refinement and taste. The cities are Paris, Boston, Heidelberg, Strasbourg, Turkey, and countries are Turkey, Greece, Crete, West Indies. Its flowers are morning glory and pansy, and the tree are nut-bearing trees. Its metal is mercury, of course, and the animals ruled by Virgo are small domestic pets. And its danger is Virgo people sometimes arouse anger and violence in others because of their tendency to interfere, their critical tongues, and their unemotional attitudes. So opposing Virgo, we have emotional Pisces. And then on the opposite side here in our Virgo energy, it's anywhere where this really rational, linear, logical power is showing up in your life. If you need to call upon more rational Virgo energy, then this is a great archetype for you to embody. So we're both looking at Virgo, the star constellation, the mythology, the energy, this zodiacal sign to empower ourselves through our natal chart. So looking at where Virgo is for you in your natal chart. If it's your sun sign and you're cosmically profiling your Virgo friends, this can help you get better insight into them. And we can also just look at it energetically wherever it's showing up in the world to try to bring this more out in us or to see if we're holding on to any of the shadow sides of Virgo, how to create more balance and harmony between them. So Virgo is constantly working towards improvement. It wants to make things better. So Virgo is very restless, and there's no rest for the Virgo. Like there's no rest for the wicked, there's no rest for a Virgo. A Virgo's idea of like a relaxed day would probably exhaust a Pisces, you know? So it's interesting just to think about how focused this sign is and how driven and motivated, incentivized Virgo energy is to be productive and perfect the result. Yet, being a feminine sign is all about nourishing and caring for others. So, of course, the Virgin is a very misunderstood sign. It's about the purity of purpose. Virgo is not trying to cheat anyone, but can tend towards hypocrisy. Like I said, even Lance Armstrong was a Virgo, of course, famously cheating his way through, breaking many hearts. Yet, he wasn't trying, like if he looking at through the Virgo lens, we could say Lance Armstrong wasn't trying to necessarily cheat, but he just had such a strong purpose and drive that he wanted to, win at all costs, I guess. Although we don't know his whole sign, we're just using him as an example here. Beautiful. Intelligence is the hallmark of the Virgo sign. An excellent memory, an analytical mind, clear thinking, the ability to really analyze human motivations as well. And people will just always want to come to you and get those logical references wherever you have Virgo expressed in your chart. Not a dreamer, not into the fortune telling, not into the magic per se, not into astrology necessarily either, depending on, of course, what else is going on in the chart. But it's not a mystical sign, so to speak. It's not going to go down the rabbit hole into occultism like its component or counter sign, Pisces. So sometimes Virgo can't see the forest from the trees because it's so focused in on the minutia, and also can be a little bit naive often too, because it's purity and this energy of just focusing in on the minutia and details as well there. Preoccupation with neatness and precision sometimes limits your breadth of vision. So whenever it's like Virgo season, we're like, oh, time to clean house. Manage your media, right? So if you have a strong Mercury placement too in your chart, then when Mercury retrogrades, it might really mess with you, right? But you'll probably be preemptively super organized already, so you're able to handle whatever's coming through when Mercury is retrograde 3 times a year. And Mercury is debilitated in the sign of Pisces. So the weakest place, or where there's the greatest opportunity for growth for anyone with a Mercury placement in Pisces. Someone with a Mercury in Pisces would be like stream of consciousness, painting, communicating through watercolor. They wouldn't be able to necessarily communicate really logically and rationally, technically speaking. So what is a wonderful meditation for Virgo is going to be getting a little bit dreamy and expansive. So beginning our Virgo meditation, just inhaling and exhaling as you soften your gaze, closing down the eyes even, if that feels appropriate for you, becoming aware of your body and noticing any stress or anxiety you might be carrying in your being. Just imagining it melting away, surrendering with every breath. And then inhaling, expanding, letting go of any attachments to perfectionism as you expand with your inhale. And surrendering, releasing as you exhale. Feeling your sit bones on the earth, allowing yourself to be so held and supported, nurtured by Bhumi Devi, Divine Mother in the form of the earth beneath you, feeling into the richness of the fertility of the land, and feeling that sense of belonging. And aligning through the spine, opening up through the core channel, Sushumna Nadi, bringing your attention and focus, energy inwards. And then finally shifting your awareness to every hair on your head, becoming aware of every single hair on your head through the power of your awareness. Meditating, shifting the awareness to the crown, the void space, the empty space above the head. Just for a moment, connecting in to divine synchronicity and cosmic guidance. And if you feel any critical, rational rejection of this meditation, just starting to notice as you bring your awareness to the third eye, the mind, perhaps even with your eyes closed, slightly gazing up towards the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Activating the optic nerve. Just becoming aware of the weather pattern of your mind today. What has been the condition of your thoughts since you woke up today? Perhaps your thoughts have been slow, lethargic, confused, tamasic. Or maybe your thoughts have been rajasic, rapid, fast, agitated, jumping from past to future, Or perhaps the thoughts have been sattvic, crystal clear, peaceful, and serene. And whatever you observe here, noticing that as you can observe your thoughts, therefore you are not your thoughts. You are the observer, the witness to your thoughts, like the vast sky, rather than the fleeting, impermanent temporal clouds passing by. And with infinite compassion and patience, noticing the mind and accepting that it's the nature of the mind to wander. Just committing with infinite compassion to bringing the mind back into the present moment. As you inhale and exhale, coming back, gently opening the gaze when you're complete. Thank you so much for joining.